Hi race fans, I'm Elliot Camies and this is your NASCAR Cup Dates Friday preview show. This week me and Dan will be going over the drivers we want in our lineup for Kansas Speedway and two that you don't want to pick. Dan, how you doing? You got two up on me. You got me again last week with you picking Truex. How you been?
Hey, Elliot, thank you again for having me, man. Always great to be on the show and great to be part of the experience. Though, wouldn't really go as far as to say I'm up two on you. We both ended behind the wall. Darlington never gives back what it takes, even though somebody does have to finish in front of somebody else, though it did happen to be my guy. Really wouldn't call that a W. We both picked the right drivers, but just didn't go our way in the end, buddy.
Well, like I said, you got me again with Truex, so why don't you take first pick again? Who you got?
Ooh, Kansas is a very hard track to even gauge. When you look back at Darlington from last week, you can sometimes look to the past and take a peek into the future. So, I'm going to try that again here. I'm going with two-time winner Kyle Busch. He had a atrocious race last week at Darlington. I want to say I feel bad for him, but I don't. The way he parked his car, decided to walk off so nonchalantly, but being a two-time winner at Kansas and finishing so few times outside of the top 10, I think it's a bad idea to vote against him. He's going to be coming in fast, going to be coming in angry, and with nothing else but pure intention to win. I find it hard to pick anybody else besides Kyle Busch to win this weekend here at Kansas.
You know what? Fair play with Kyle Busch. I do think he is out for a vengeance. I do think he wants that trophy again. See, I've got to swim for the fence here. I'm two down. I need to try and pull this back. Speaking of the fence, I have gone for a driver that does swing for the fence. It's all he does. He swings for the fence. I have to go for Tyler Reddick in that number 8. Richard Childress Chevrolet. I do think he'll be the winner this week. And I do think he'll be the first time winner at Kansas in the Cup Series. I look at him, I see he does only have one top 10 at Kansas, and that's not a lot of confidence coming in here, but it was last year in the spring. We're heading to Kansas in the spring. I really think history will repeat itself. He'll get that top 10 and he'll get that trophy. So, what about out of the current playoff drivers, ones that are locked in and the ones that are currently in on points, who have you got that you want to leave out of your lineup?
If I was to pick somebody to not have on my fantasy team, there's a few drivers that come to mind, but out of the big name ones, I gotta go with Joey Logano on this one. He's fast, he's good, he's strong, but after last week, he has a target on his back. William Byron has several intentions for this weekend, one of which, I'm not saying he's going to go Matt Kenseth on the guy, but I don't think he's going to be playing softball either. I don't think it'd be in anybody's best interest to pick the guy with the red bullseye painted on the rear bumper of his car.
See, no, I disagree with you there. I really think that Joey won't be as flustered and as frustrated as William Byron will be. It'll be in Byron's head more than it will Logano. That said, I have gone for a Penske driver. I've stayed in the Penske stable. I've gone for rookie Austin Cindric. You do not want to pick him this week. Other than that winning Daytona and that top 10 in Coda, he's shown no speed with this car. Coming into 11 races, this rookie who was so hyped up to, lead these laps, to be out front as much as he was. Last year in the Gen 6, he was out front and he was doing alright for himself. But, up until this point in the Gen 7 car, I've really seen no speed with him. Which, fair enough, could be said for Denny Hamlin. He's in the early stages, in the first 8 races, he had no top 10s. He didn't have a top 10 finish, apart from Richmond, where he won. as of late, he has shown speed in that number 11 Camry, and I think that's what writes him out of this equation, is that he has shown speed. He has shown that he can be fast, he can lead laps. It's just been wrong place, wrong time for him. But as for Austin Cindric, he's really been nowhere. You know, it's just hard for me to pick him. Okay, well, I guess we'll leave this to Sunday. We'll see if I can fill out the winner in this one. I really hope I have done. And we'll see if I can pull this back to a 2-1. See if we can make it a draw by the end of this. How does that sound to you?
Yeah, one way or another, it's going to be a fun ride. Being up 3 or just by 1, thinking about Kyle Busch here at Kansas, man in the mirror is nodding his head.
And these are your Kansas Speedway track facts. Jeff Gordon won the first ever victory at Kansas Speedway. Gordon held off Ryan Newman and led 53 laps to take home the victory in 2001. And Gordon is also tied for 3 wins at Kansas. Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano both joined him in 2020. And Martin Truex Jr. is the only driver to ever pull off a season sweep at Kansas Speedway. He did that in 2017, where he went on to win his first ever title. And these have been your Kansas Speedway track facts. And these have been your NASCAR Cup Days Friday preview. I've been Elliot Camies. I'd like to thank Dan for joining me. I'd like to thank you for watching. Make sure you check in on Monday, where I'll be going over some of the headlines that happened during Sunday's race.